Good morning, guys. It is Volgarin again, and I have another Titanfall 2 video. Today we'll be talking about the multiplayer news that's come out in the month of June. Considering the whole game's been bloody announced in the month of June, there is a lot. So I'm just going to cover pretty much what we've learnt since E3. Now, interestingly, it's been confirmed that in Titanfall 2 we will have a good way to get around the old problem of having 8 friends online, for example, but you've only got 6 slots in your team. They've developed a system called networks. Now, the way this works is that you will be joining a network, and it's very similar to like a guild or a clan. And when you fire up your old console, or your PC, of course, you'll be sucked straight into your network home lobby. This will sort of put you in a big lobby with all of the people that you would normally play with, and when you matchmake, it does its best to pick from the people in said lobby, and it has been confirmed you will be able to pick and choose what your home lobby is, and you'll be able to join several different networks at a time. So that'll be an interesting feature to see how that actually works out in game. But might, if you've played any of the small team-based shooters like Rainbow Six, hell, even the Division, anything like that, it can get a little bit awkward when you got to, revert back to the old PE class system and pick and choose who you go with. Also, love it or hate it, the Smart Pistol will definitely be making a return. I guess the noob's got to have something to use, but I know, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people who played a lot of time in Titanfall 1 know that once you get to a pretty decent standard, it's not that hard to beat people with smart pistols. You just jump around like a madman and flick that cloak on. Also, interestingly enough, they are making subtle changes for the way that the combat and the parkour in it move. It's supposed to make it easier for people trying to sort of break into the game to start with. And I know, just like everybody else on the internet, I'm a little bit suspicious of this, and hopefully it doesn't sort of ruin the game, but on the opposite sort of angle, they've also added high skill ceilings for the way that the parkour works. For example, the grappling hook will be kind of, your basic, easy to get a hold of, but really hard to master. But once you can, it will allow you to sort of throw yourself faster and further than someone who's just starting out. So once you can get on top of the sort of the skill ceilings that will be set in Titanfall 2, it will be very beneficial and hopefully counteract the, I don't know if you call it nerfs or the buffs that the newbies will be getting. They've also said that some maps will be a lot more predictable, leading to choke points. So hopefully we have more decisive combat and a focus on map control rather than sort of tracking where the front line is and having your whole team peppered throughout the map. I think they're going for more sort of like a unit cohesion type setup, where instead of just burning around doing your own thing, it will pay off to sort of hold the choke points and keep control of certain areas of the map. So that'll be pretty interesting. Add a bit more tactical function to it. And lastly, here's a little bit of an interesting one. I have heard talk of people trying VR for Titanfall and Titanfall 2. Now, to me that sounds horrible, but one of the engineers from Respawn while on holiday actually made the game engine in Titanfall 2 able to support the Oculus. And like you would assume, it was quite vomit-inducing, and apparently the parts of entering and exiting your pilot were particularly terrifying, so do not expect that anytime soon. But that's pretty much it for multiplayer news for the month of June at least. If you guys like this, please do like this and subscribe, and stay tuned for more Titanfall entertainment. I'm your host Volgarin, and see you later, guys.